Hello everyone, this is egpNoodlez, and we're back with Bloodborne, the Dappervania Chronicles. This is the final part of Chapter 1. We are actually in a second run for Julius here. Originally I had the video recorded up to Cleric Beast, but I kind of messed it up with the recording process, so I've had to run the game again. Luckily it only takes 20 minutes getting back here. Let's review what we've covered so far. So we've explored Central Yharnam, opened up all our shortcuts, getting all our essential items, and now in this video we're going to be tackling the two bosses of Central Yharnam. Now, because we have a point of insight, and we have the beckoning bell, as you can see here, if you ring the beckoning bell you require assistance. Online you can do this just about anywhere where the bell isn't grayed out, and this will summon a player online within your level range, which I believe is 10 levels and then plus or minus 10% of your blood level. If it works the same as previous Souls games. If you're offline, I'm not sure you can do this online as well, but you can also find free summon signs for 2 characters in the game, which is actually a really small amount considering previous From Software games. Now we're coming up to the two werewolves in the bridges here, on the bridge here, sorry. These guys just give people a lot of trouble, and for most new characters, even for me it's going to be quite a struggle to fight both of them quite fairly. The bridge is restrictive and your weapons don't really do enough damage. With the Hunter Axe you could try and stun lock them with knockdowns, but the easiest thing to do is to lure them into this room here, and then take them out that way. Let's see. So in the last 2 videos I was a little bit scatterbrained. I left out a few mechanics. A few talk about mechanics there. As you saw, I was attacked by the werewolf. And life depleted by an orange amount. Now that amount that's depleted actually stays there for about 5 seconds. Using a system called Regain, you can strike the enemies with your trick weapons. And you can get some health back based on the strength of the hit. Let's see. Going back this way. If we look over this part of the bridge here, it's where the effigy and the horde are below. What I don't really like in Bloodborne is that the draw distances aren't very good. You can only see 2 guys, and a lot of the item scenery is missing. I suppose it's because these areas are a lot more enclosed than in previous Souls games. These stairs lead down to the Fountain Horde where I died to the first time. It's actually a decent place to drag one of the werewolves if you can lure one away, using, say, a pebble or something. Actual fact, there's something else I forgot to talk about last time. So the pebbles, I was made aware of this in one of Vaddy videos. He's a really well-renowned member of the Souls community, does a lot of lore videos. But yeah, a commenter on his videos told him that the pebbles resemble eyes, and the thing about the pebbles is you can normally acquire them from killing crows. It's just I think it might just be a macabre little detail there, but it's pretty funny. FromSoft, I love your ragdolls. Let's see, we're coming up to the first boss now, as we're going further and further into Yharnam. Some very nice scenery coming up here. Just before boss or loss is the last guardians. Certainly not the last guardian, if that game ever comes out. He's technically not the first boss because actually a semi-mandatory boss fight, depending on what route you take through the game in the next bit. I mean, it all comes back together in the end, but yeah. Right, let's just check everything. People have probably also twigged this is where I make my camera cuts. This is partially... Anyway, so you come up to this bridge and oh god, what is that? So let me explain about the camera a bit. We've talked about the lock-on. There's reasons to be locked on and not locked on. As you can see, the lock-on usually goes for the target center of mass, or with Cleric Beast, we usually target his head. And the problem with this is, if the boss starts backing you up into a corner or into a wall, like so, and the image comes up to you, it makes it very hard to see. Unlocked, you can get around this problem. And a lot of the difficulty with larger enemies is alleviated with unlocked camera. Now if you strike Cleric Beast in the head, you can get a visceral opportunity, which is very nice for doing damage. You can see my normal hits are doing. There's a strong hit, 125, that's not too bad actually. You can see where they're spurting blood every time he's attacking. If you attack those limbs, you can sometimes get Cleric Beast to stagger. Oh, stamina. That's a power-up looking thing there. It's a good time to get a strike in. Cleric Beast is an intimidating boss fight for most new players, just because it's a big boss, and you're in a tight and close space. It's very claustrophobic feeling. And also because there's a difference in From Software games. Usually when you come up to a boss, you see a fog gate. As you saw, I just passed through here and suddenly here I am fighting big and ugly, and there's a fog gate now. No escape. Now, if you find yourself stuck at a bit of range with Cleric Beast, you can always throw an oil arrow in, do a Molotov, 316 damage. As a beast, that'll take a lot of damage. It's very nice. Cane is very nice for this fight in general, just for the range. Ooh. Dead, isn't it? Oh god, I'm so rusty. There you go. Yeah. And there's Cleric Beast. That last attack, when the claw gets slammed down, you want to get one attack in and then back up quickly. Sometimes you get two attacks in. But after that, you lift his claw. It's a very powerful attack. Anyway, after you defeat Cleric Beast, you're rewarded with a door we can't go through, and the gate's locked. So we talked earlier about the Great Bridge to the Cathedral Ward. It's been locked off. So here we are. And now we have to find another way around. Down there. Now for defeating Cleric Beast, we received the Sword Hunter's badge. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. The silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many healing church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous of beasts. This puts a lot of the lore suddenly into question. So we've just fought the Cleric Beasts. And clerics, it seems, according to this text, that it's natural that clerics transform into the most hideous of beasts. Also, since the Healing Church is their hunters, could it be that something that the Healing Church has found that might be accelerating this, like, really strong beast process? Well, anyway, what the Sword Hunter's badge does is allow us to buy the Kurkhammer weapon, and you can also purchase an emblem to make access through the next area a little bit easier if you want. This is what I'm talking about when Cleric Beast is a semi-optional boss. For this playthrough, we're not gonna grab the emblem. Pump health a little bit here.
Farewell.
So I'm really scatterbrained today. Recently I've been playing a lot of Warframe. I just got into that. It's double XP weekend. A little bit tired right now, but we can get through this. Let's see. So yeah, here's the Hunter Chief emblem. A cloth emblem that belonged to the captain of the church hunters long ago. Opened the main gate that leads to the round plaza of the great cathedral. The main gate is shut tight on the nights of the hunt. It can only be opened from the other side with this emblem. In other words, the captain's return and his emblem determined the end of the hunt. A little bit interesting there. Captain of the hunt. We'll talk more about that later. Today I just kind of want to run through, get these two boss fights recorded for you guys. I'll try to do a video tomorrow so that we can get through the decision process of where we're going exactly next. Let's see, anything else we haven't covered? No, let's just get on to the next boss fight. I guess we should do some more flavor text for Cleric Beast. So it's probably my favourite of FromSoft's early boss fights. It's got this real Castlevania feel, like you're fighting Behemoth or something. Real Rondo of Blood Castlevania X opening. Let's see, so in Demon Souls, there was Vanguard, who was pretty much a troll boss, because he was in a very sort of enclosed circular room, pretty much just testing how well you knew your dodges, but it was strong enough that it could basically kill you in one hit. Dark Souls, there's the Asylum Demon, who isn't really that hard, but it's a pretty fun fight. It can surprise you if you sort of wait around too long sometimes. Dark Souls 2, there was nothing. Good times. Right, so on our way to this next boss fight, let's do this gauntlet properly this time. Last time we came up the ladder from the other side. This time, so when you come across this bridge, you get these 5 enemies you come across. As you're dealing with them, look at the boulder in the back. After you do about enough damage, you set ablaze and send flying at you. Oh yes, another thing about the regain mechanic, totally forgot. If you use your weapon switch attack, generally it recovers more health. Generally weapon switch attacks have more rally potential. I believe that's the name of the mechanic, like you can get a Carol rune that boosts rally potential, and that'll essentially let you recover more life. Some weapons are more adept at doing such a thing, like the Burial Blade, although that's an end-game weapon. Well, actually that's a post-game weapon. Well, unless you take one of the ending routes. Let's see. Alright. The last boss fight, Cleric Beast, just kind of basically tested... It basically just tested how you do... how calm you can be in a sort of controlled environment. The next boss fight, the environment's a bit more chaotic, so you really have to watch your spatial awareness. Oh god. Yeah, you gotta watch out, these guys can mess you up pretty quick. Oof. Okay, survived that. Anyway. So you gotta watch the environment around here. So yeah, last time I mentioned, if you go up these stairs. Because the first time you go through boss fights in Bloodborne, there isn't a fog gate. I really do like that sense of suspense, but often you can also it can leave you really unprepared. You might have only a few blood vials, you were planning to go back earlier. No dice now. Alright, let's see, we're all ready. Let's do this. Well, he looks like he's having fun over there. Hey, buddy.
Beasts all over the shop. You will be one of them, sooner or later.
Oh crap. here's Father Gascoigne. As you can see, he's actually another hunter like us. He's got the hunter axe, a blunderbuss. Whoa. Gascoigne's really a different, a different kind of boss fight than Cleric Beast. Because now you're not dealing with the intimidation of size and... Ooh. Of size and that environment anymore. The linear tunnel vision of the bridge. Now you got all these gravestones to deal with. This guy's fast. He's got a gun. There you go. Alright, so like a normal hunter, you can parry him. When you get him down to about a third of his life, he's going to use this opportunity to switch the hunter axe to his two-handed mode. If you don't really feel like you're able to fight him quite face to face, you can use these gravestones to block the bullets. Like a weapon like the Frederick Cane. You can use it to attack around him. And we get him to 2/3 of his life down. Okay. If you got the tiny music box, now's the time to make use of it. Oh god. This is going to stagger him long enough to let you backstab. If you get any Molotovs, this is a good time to use them. He takes extra damage in beast form. And it's still susceptible to parries. Excellent. That's all to say about Father Gascoigne. Thought I was going to go wrong for us here. Lights. Alright. Oh man. Haven't I played this game for a little while and come back to it? You forget that Bloodborne adrenaline. That was really fun. Took a lot of damage, whew. But yeah, I think I explained pretty much everything I needed to. Let's see. Now the Hunter's doll isn't quite a static character. Sometimes she moves about. There's a place she moves to.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very well, let me stand close.
Let's pump that Vite a little bit more. Gotta be pumping that Vite till 20.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Let's see, the last thing we're gonna do in this video before we close off, yes. Now over here for this door, at least a drop, but if you look to the left, you'll see this bath here. It's linked to Nightmare, but there's no messengers. If you have 10 insights, messengers will appear at this bath, and you can actually acquire items in exchange for insight. A small resonant bell in order to help other people. Sinister resonant bell in order to invade other people. And as you defeat certain characters, their equipment will become available. Gascoigne's cap. Should we get the Garb as well? Yeah, we'll come back for that one day. If you go below 10 insight, the messengers will disappear. It's a little bit tricky to insight acts like that early on, but later on in the game you have a lot of insight to play around with. Alright, so that's all for part 3 of the Hunter City. And we're finally done. And now Julius has got a bit of a Van Helsing-vania look going on. Alright. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more Dappervania Chronicles. And hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. Chart our progress through Yharnam. Peace.